Oh, hi there. This hour on Verbling, the next in my Business Basics series. This is the class where you learn important key phrases to handle any kind of situation that may come up in your professional life, how you do business. We also discuss important topics in business. We look at it from our own perspectives. We all are from a different country and a different culture, and it's great to see what different people bring to the discussion about important things. Last time we talked about the culture of money, how money is taboo in some ways, how risk is more likely to be avoided by certain cultures than others, and we ultimately had to do a little experiment where we would interact with people from different cultures in a business transaction and look at how how culture affected it. Well, we're going to talk about something different in this unit. We're going to start a brand new unit all about business promotions, how you move up in your profession. So if you give me just a second, I'm going to start with just a quick introduction while we're waiting for people to come in, if anyone's out there today besides Albina, and then we'll get started. I'll show you the presentation and give you a copy as well. So I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you today from Lisbon, Portugal, to bring you this class. And by the way, if you click on my name or you click on the link in the Verbling chat window, it takes you here to my profile page. On the left side, you can follow me and you should receive notifications of my upcoming group classes. And on the right, you can book a private tutoring session or buy a package with me, and I'll work with you on a personalized learning plan to help get you to your goals. If you're interested, please send me a message first so I can make sure that I've got time for you in my schedule, and we can talk about your goals. Here is the new unit. Take a look. If you give me just a second, I'm going to give you a link. There you go. And I'll put that in the group chat as well for you. There you go. Okay. Uh-oh, wait a second. Oh, I may have given you the wrong link. Hold on just a second. Did I give you the wrong? Nah, I gave you the right one. It's good. Okay. So we're going to be talking about what promotions are, how they happen, what you can do to get promoted, and how perhaps different countries and cultures handle promotions in different ways. Maybe they mean different things. Maybe they're not possible in your field. What you can do about it, what choices that leaves you. Okay, so we're going to talk about that and more as we're waiting for people to come in. Albina looks like she stepped out, so let's say hello to, how do I say your name? Is it Hamza? How do I pronounce your name?
Yes, Hamza.
Right. Hamza. Hello, Hamza. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you, John. How are you?
Very good. Good. Where are you from, Hamza?
I'm from Syria.
From Syria. Are you in Syria now?
No, actually, I'm in Saudi Arabia now.
In Saudi Arabia. Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you get out before all the trouble began?
Yeah, I'm here in Saudi from 3 years. So
3 years.
Just when the troubles began.
Right.
Yeah, I decided to move.
I heard that there's like something like 2 million refugees or something crazy.
Yeah.
How many Syrians are in Saudi Arabia now, do you think?
Sorry, come again.
I said, how many Syrians do you think are in Saudi Arabia now? How many people?
Actually, maybe around 500,000. But yeah, but people here, most of them are on working visa because
Right.
there's no refugees here. They're not allowed to have refugees here. So you have to get a working visa, yeah.
Ah, I thought that Saudi Arabia had said that they took in like 1 million or more people. I assumed it was refugees. So
No,
they don't take in refugees.
it's
Interesting.
just for public. Most of them are on working visa, like me, or they have like just to bring their relatives. to here.
Right.
But none of them like are refugee or real refugee. But most of the refugees are on near countries around the border of Syria, like
Right.
Lebanon and Jordan
Right.
and Turkey.
And Turkey.
Turkish, yeah.
Turkey.
Turkish.
Turkey.
Yeah, Turkish.
No, Turkey. The country
Turkey.
is Turkey.
Okay, it's Turkey.
Turkey. Right.
Okay,
Turkish.
maybe it's a
Turkish
bit.
is the nationality. Turkey is the country.
Okay, we got it.
All right. Well, we're going to actually be talking about doing business, and since you have a working visa in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
and since you're the only one here, I don't know where everyone is today. There's no one here. What do you do? What sort of job do you have in Saudi Arabia?
Okay. I am a computer engineer,
Right.
and I'm working on the field of home control, smart home automation system.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So, so are you like programming, uh, creating
Hmm.
applications that will control, I don't know, air conditioning, security? What kinds of things do you work on?
Okay. Actually, my position is pre-sales engineer. So I am the one who sit with the customer and discuss about the system functionality and
Mm-hmm.
what they are looking for. So we can meet on some point when we can well understanding the customer requirement and
Right.
give him a quotation for it.
Okay. So here's a few things to keep in mind.
Okay.
First, we can say price quote. Maybe sounds a little bit better. So I can give a price quote.
Okay.
And another thing I suppose you might want to say is that it sounds like you have a customized solution
Right.
for okay. And are these customers or are they clients? Are they people that have an account with you, with your company, or are they people that just buy a service and leave?
Actually, they buy a service, but we have to put a contract with them so we can maintain the system.
So
So
that
we,
means that they're not customers, they're clients.
okay,
They're clients. So you're in pre-sales where you sit down with clients, not customers, you sit down with clients
okay,
and you understand their needs to create a customized solution, if I understand correctly.
right, right, 100%.
Okay, sounds good. Very good, very good. Um, so, just out of curiosity, is getting a promotion something that happens in this field? Do people
Okay.
tend to get promotions?
Sure, there is a promotion, and every 3 to 4 months we make promotion to just get more clients.
Promotion to get more clients? Oh, I don't know if I understand you. When I say promotion, I mean moving from a junior level to a mid-level or a mid-level to a senior level. That's what I mean by promotion.
Okay, you mean by the product itself, the solution?
No. It's not about the product. It's about your position in the company.
Yeah. Sure, there is a promotion. I first started as a post sales engineer, so the one who made the technical engineer. Then
Right,
I
right.
I have promoted to be
I
uh,
got promoted.
yeah, I got promoted to be in a pre-sales field because pre-sales they have higher salary and they have like percentage on the sales.
Ah, okay. So they can get a commission.
Yes, a commission.
Commission. Very good. So we've got actually lots of good vocabulary already. We've got quotes, commissions. Notice we say get
Yes.
promoted or be promoted. They're both good. Clients as opposed to customers. These are all good vocabulary words. They're in the chat window for you. Let's say hello to Anna Carolina. Hello, Anna Carolina. How are you today?
Hello, I'm fine. Good
Very good.
morning.
Good
Thank you.
morning. And tell me something, Anna Carolina. Is it possible in your field to get a promotion? Maybe not. if you're a dentist. I don't know how that works.
It's possible because some dentists dentists work for some companies and
Right.
also for the government.
Hmm. So what would a promotion look like if you got a promotion? Would you have a better position, different salary? What does a promotion look like in your field?
Uh, if you enroll at an specialization,
Hmm.
if you if you take courses and courses and things like that, you can have an amount over your salary. And where I'm working, we have something called PCCR.
Hmm.
I don't know how to translate it. It's like a career plan,
Right.
and each certificate gives you a, a little amount over your salary.
Hmm.
And we can change the position. We can stop working as a dentist and work in the manager position, to oversee the dentists to.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. You could become a manager, and it might give you a better salary or better perks, or both. By the way, the word perks.
Well, as I told you, we have different forms of promotions.
Hmm. What was the thing you said? BCR, was it?
PCCR, but it is in Portuguese.
What does
Uh,
it? Could you tell me what it is in Portuguese? Because I'm just curious if maybe I know a translation. I don't know. Personal. What,
no, PCCR, Plano de Cargos e Carreiras.
ah, and it's PCCR. Ah, and it stands
It's in
for
Portuguese.
Plano de
Plano de Cargos e Carreiras.
Cargos e Carreiras.
É
Carreiras.
de carreira. Career.
Uh-huh. And the first one was cargos. Cargos, right?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Okay. Oh, just curious. So I guess it's not the same here in Portugal. I guess it's a little bit different. Okay, interesting. But I think what you said is good. A career plan. It makes sense. Like an official. Sometimes we call that. What do we call that in English? Professional development planning, I guess. PDP. Maybe it's something like that. Professional development plan. That might be an equivalent. But that's not like that's something that you come up with kind of on your own. There's not necessarily it's not like something institutional. So I think what you're talking about sounds more official than what I'm talking about. Okay, very good, very good. Let me just say a quick hello to Albina. Welcome back, Albina. Hello? Hello, Albina, are you out there? Hello, hello? Uh-oh, don't hear Albina. Let's say hello to, I don't know what your name is. I just see SJ. Who is SJ? Who is our friend with the letters SJ out there? Hello? Hello, hello? Okay, maybe we're having some connection problems. So I'll tell you what, I'm getting a little bit of noise, so I'm just going to mute you for a second. Albina, can you hear me? Oh, okay, maybe there's some hangout problems. I don't know what's happening. Okay, well, let's get started here. Here's what I want to ask you. We've had a little discussion where we've got some very good vocabulary so far. I want to ask you when was the last time you actually had a promotion? It's kind of what I asked already. When did you last get a promotion? Are you hoping for a promotion in the near future? Have any of your colleagues recently been promoted? So think about the last time you got a promotion. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about it. In doing so, I want you to use some of the vocabulary that you've seen in the chat window. And if there's something new, I'm going to put it there, and we can start to make a list of useful vocabulary words. Hamza, when was the last time you got an actual promotion?
It's from around a year from now.
A year ago, you mean?
Yes, a year ago.
Ah, okay.
It's like
And that
December 2014.
okay, you got a promotion December 2014, and that was from post to pre-sales. Was that what thing you were
Yes,
describing?
yes, right.
Okay, very good. And when are you hoping to have another promotion? When could that possibly happen?
Okay, I don't know if the increase of salary is called promotion or not,
It
but
is, yeah.
okay, so I hope that by the end of this year I get like 10% increase on my salary.
Yeah, that is a form of a promotion. Salary increase is definitely a form of a promotion. One form. Okay, very good. So if all goes well, you're going to
Yeah,
have a 10% increase to your salary. You'll get a promotion. Okay, sounds very good. Okay, and then Carolina, when was the last time you actually had a promotion? Did you have one before in your career?
No,
Are you hoping to have one?
teacher, hope is is the last thing that she pass away.
The
Can I say
last,
something like that?
sorry, I didn't catch it. The last thing that what?
That's die?
The
We have this proverb in Portuguese.
hope is the last thing that,
That's die.
well, we
That's
have an we
we
have
lost.
we have an expression which is hope springs eternal.
Ah yes, teacher. I hope spring is eternal, but I don't think I will have one in the near future because the situation here in my country now.
Not so good, huh?
No, the dollar is going through the roof. We have a recession. The the government says they don't have money,
Right.
and but our president is a very luxurious hotel now
Hmm.
in the U.S. You know,
Well,
they don't have money to do the things that they are supposed to do, but to pay for her luxurious, yes,
luxuries.
luxury,
Luxuries.
luxuries.
That's right. Uh, luxuries. Notice in the word luxuries, there's an X. And if you say it slowly, it sounds like a k, s. If you say it quickly, it softens to a g. So when I say it quickly, it sounds like lugs, lugs, or lugs. It's not really an S, it's a j sound. So if I say it quickly, the K, it's not a K, it's an X, but the X can sound like a K. That K sound softens to a G. So luxuries, like that, luxuries. Okay?
Okay, luxuries.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that your job goes to pay for the president's luxuries. I'm sorry to hear that. That is pretty bad. But
Not my job, teacher. All Brazilian citizens.
yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry to hear that because that's not a good situation at all. Now, I'm just curious, what do you think, what options are there for people who really can't get a promotion? Because, for example, if you're a teacher like I am, well, these days teaching is more and more and more done as a freelance job, even inside the United States and inside of Europe. More and more and more freelancers are hired rather than people giving contracts. And particularly if you're not well, if you're a language teacher, it's very common because uh, at least here in the south of Europe, they've already realized that people with English degrees are not native speakers. So the trend is to hire a native speaker who has to be a freelancer because they're not Portuguese, Spanish, or Italian, and then they teach kids as a kind of a freelance situation. Uh, Go ahead, Anna. What were you going to say?
Why don't you set up own your own English course online and hire people to work with you, and you can be the manager and also the teacher? You are going to earn more money.
That is very good advice, Anna. That is very good advice, and that kind of brings me to my point. When you're in a freelance situation, what choice do you have except to basically become an entrepreneur? I mean, what else can you do? You can either go to another place where they pay better, or you've got to set up your own business. So Anna, I agree 100%. That would definitely be the next step. The problem is that everyone does that, and then the market is totally flooded. Maybe the English market is big enough that it's okay for the moment. You know what I'm saying? But then look at other places where the market gets so completely flooded. Like, for example, managers in the 1980s. Everyone had to be a manager when I was growing up, right? So suddenly there was this massive influx of managers, and then they became cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Or guitar players in the 1970s. Everyone wanted to be a guitar player. Suddenly there's a billion guitar players. So that's one of the dynamics. When there's no way to move up, you've got to just go laterally, create your business, and then it somehow eventually saturates the market. At least that's what occurs to me. But Anna, I agree. That's the way to go. No doubt about it. Let me see if I can check in with our friend SJ. Mr. SJ or Ms. SJ, is your microphone working yet? Going once, going twice, no SJ. Well, when you get your microphone working, please say something or write in the chat window so I know you can hear me. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that because that's going to prepare us for an article. Now, this article is a little bit advanced, so there's some difficult vocabulary. It's worth it. I'm going to give you 2 screens with some of the more difficult vocabulary words. We're going to first work on the pronunciation. Then I'm going to ask you not to do the exercise. You can do it on your own if you like. I'm just going to ask you which of the key words on the screen have you never seen or you're unsure about. Just that. I'm going to assume that you are more or less familiar with the rest. So we've got this slide, which is 3, and this slide, which is 4. Okay? And these are some words that you will, excuse me, that you will encounter. Oh, one second, hold on. These are some words that you will encounter in the text that may be a little difficult for you. Okay? So, let's say a quick hello to Anna. Hello, Anna. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late, and it's really nice to see you again, John.
Hello. Nice to have you back. So, I'm having allergies today. That's why I can't speak right. Maybe if I drink water, my throat will be fixed. I will try to do that. So, hold on a second. Okay, I think I'll survive. One second, I just need a drink. Okay, am I better? No, not yet. Oh, my goodness. So, let's take a look. Let's get some of these difficult words out of the way. I'll say the word, you repeat it, and we're just going to go through, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 15 or so words. Some of these you'll know, some you won't, but it's still good to get the sound in your head and just practice them. So here we go. From left to right, the first word is appeals. Appeals. Please repeat. That's strange.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
Appeals.
Hamza?
Appeals.
Excellent. Good. The one below it, this one you probably know. Get ahead. Get ahead. Now you.
Get ahead.
Get ahead. Get ahead.
Good. Hamza, one more time.
Get ahead.
Notice how I said it with a D, not a T. Get
Okay.
the head. Get ahead.
Get ahead.
That's it. Much better. The T softens to a D when you're speaking quickly. Good. Okay, the third one. Aspire to. Aspire to. Now you.
Aspire to.
Aspire to.
Anna?
Aspire to.
There you go. You can all speak at the same time. I will hear if there's a problem. Okay? Next one is easy. Lack. Lack. Now you.
Lack.
Lack.
Very
Lack.
good. Excellent. Next one is brief.
Brief.
Brief. Now you.
Brief.
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 Okay, good. Next one is misconception. Misconception. Now you.
Misconception.
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 Okay, very good. By the way, careful with the first syllable. It's not miss. It's miss. Like, excuse me, miss. Misconception. This in English is like a throat sound. And because you say me, that's in your mouth. But this one's more in the throat, but it's not as short as the like sofa. It's a little bit longer. Misconception. Okay? Next word is competent. Competent. Now you.
Competent.
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 Very good. Okay, last two. We have first core skills. Core skills. Now you.
Core
Core
skills.
skills.
Good.
Core skills.
Good. And last one, reimbursement. Reimbursement. Now you.
Reimbursement.
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 Good. Hamza, I wouldn't separate reim. I'd put them together. Reimbursement.
Reimbursement.
That's it. Good. All right, very good. Now there's one more group before we look at the definitions. One more group. Same thing. I'm just going to go a little bit faster now. Candidates. Now listen carefully and notice I'm not saying dates. I'm saying dits. Candidates. Now you.
Candidates.
Candidates.
Good. Very good. Very good. Next word. Status quo. Status quo. Now you.
Status quo.
Only one person? Really?
Sex quo.
Good. Anna?
Status quo.
Quo.
Quo. Status
Yeah.
quo.
Good. Hamza, say quo.
Quo.
That's it. Because I think I heard a co instead of a quo the first time. Good. Okay. The next one. Or more than halfway through. The next one. Credibility. Credibility. Now you.
Credibility.
Notice how I said.
Credibility.
Notice how I said a D instead of a T. Remember, I have American English. If you say it in British English, it will probably sound more like a T sound. But at least in my accent, it's credibility. The T softens to a D. So if you're going for an American accent, credibility. Credibility. Okay? Now you.
Credibility.
Okay?
Credibility.
Okay? Anna, what happened?
Credibility.
Credibility.
There you go. Okay, good. After that, we've got an easy word, one you all know. Transition. Notice the Z sound. Transition. Now you.
Transition.
Good.
Transition.
Good.
Transition.
Excellent. Next word is a word that people have trouble with. Listen to my pronunciation. Higher. Hierarchy. There's a y sound in there. Higher. There's a y before the e. Hierarchy. Hierarchy. Now you.
Hierarchy.
Almost.
Hierarchy.
Good.
Hierarchy.
Good. Hamza, one more time. Higher.
Higher.
Good. That's better. Hierarchy.
Hierarchy.
Okay. The R is a little tricky there. Hierarchy. Maybe if you put a rar. Hierarchy. Try it like that. Hierarchy.
Hierarchy.
Okay.
Hierarchy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Not bad. The next word, vague. Vague. Are you?
Vague.
Good.
Vague.
Good. After that, laterally with a D. Laterally.
Laterally.
Good.
Laterally.
Very good. Very good. Okay, second to last is easy. References. References.
References.
References.
Good. And the final one, whining. Whining.
Whining.
Good.
Whining.
Okay,
Whining.
very good. So, I think these words are a little more, this slide is a little more tricky than the one before. Which words, if any, do you not understand on this page?
Whining. I forgot.
Whining. Whining. Whining is what a kid does. When a kid wants candy or wants a toy. Whine. Why can't I have it? Why?
Thank you.
Whining. So in the context of getting a promotion, if you get turned down, your boss could say, hey, stop whining. Just do your job. Right? Hopefully your boss will never say that to you.
Okay.
Besides whining, what other words do you think are tricky or you want to clarify on this page? Any others? Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Hamza, what is the status quo in your own words? What is the status quo?
I don't know the meaning of status quo.
Oh, I thought you did because I said what other words do you need to know and you said nothing.
I think that you have to talk with Anna only.
No, I'm talking to everyone.
Okay.
And here I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
So,
I'm confused about status quo.
Quo. Anna, status quo.
Status quo.
That's
How's
right.
that?
Okay. This is obviously a Latin phrase, right? Status has to do with the word in English, state. Status, state.
Okay.
Okay? So it's like saying the normal state. The state that things normally are. The state in which things were or had been and which continue to be or we think will continue to be. So status quo is something that we like to disrupt. We like to disrupt the status quo. If you don't disrupt the status quo, nothing changes. People get too comfortable. That's not to say that the status quo is always good. Sometimes the status quo is very bad. Status quo also could mean something is very mediocre. You know, well, kind of. You could say, oh, the status quo. Well, anyway, what it means is the state that things normally are. Let's see. So let me see if I can give a quick example. Can't think of a really good example right now. A lot of legislation in the United States has come about during the Obama administration. There's been some famous changes to laws. So, can you think of a way the status quo has been challenged in the last couple of years? Because a lot of that has been in the news. Can anyone think of an example of how the status quo has been challenged? I'm thinking of the United States, but you could also think of another example. Anything come to mind?
I guess Russia.
Okay. Could you be more specific?
Because it's initiated a war against Ukraine, and every other civilized countries in the world is now against the Russia.
when has that not been the case? That is the status quo. First it was the Cold War. Wait a second, getting some noise. Sorry, I gotta mute you, SJ, because we're getting some noise on your side.
Sorry, I'm here.
Yes, I'm sorry, we're getting some noise, so I just had to mute you for a second. What is your name exactly? I'm sorry.
Anna.
What? Do I have 3 Annas in the class?
Seems
Yeah.
like it.
So, I'm going to say Anna Carolina for Anna 1. And I'm going to say, you know what? Oh, Soldo, oh, I can't even say your last name. Solo de Lova. There we go. Solo de Lova.
You don't have to say it. You could just say Anna S.
Anna S. Okay. And our last Anna. I'll call you just Anna. The only thing is, okay. And where are you from, Anna?
Tampa. Well, I'm living in Tampa and I'm from Mexico.
From Mexico. Okay, very good. So, Anna from Mexico. The only thing is, I'm just going to ask you to turn off your microphone when you're not speaking, okay? Because we're getting sounds of children and some kind of background noise, okay? But when you're ready to speak, there's no problem. You can turn it back on, okay?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, great. Okay, so the status quo. Yeah. So I was going to say, imagine for a second that what was the example I was going to say? Forget about Russia for a second. The marriage equality vote, which legalized gay marriage. There's a major difference in the status quo. That was unthinkable a couple of years ago. The first step towards something like universal health care. Okay, it's not quite what Europe has, but at least many, many more people, millions more perhaps, have access to health care. So those are 2 big things that came up that challenged the status quo. Maybe with the new presidential candidates, there's also going to be a challenge. For example, you've got one presidential candidate that is a socialist. Well, that has not happened in the United States in almost 100 years. That's a big challenge to the status quo. Okay, so those are all examples that might give you an idea of how status quo could be used. Let me just take a quick look on this page. These words are a little bit easier, but if you wanted to clarify anything, class, just let me know. Any words that we should clarify on this page? Anything you've never seen before? Are we okay? Are we good?
Sorry, can you please describe reimbursement?
Reimbursement. Have you ever bought something that you weren't happy with?
Oh, got it.
So what's a reimbursement, Anna? Anna S.
It's if I bought something that didn't satisfy me, like it was broken or something else, and the shop is like giving me stuff for free.
Not exactly. It's when they give you the money back.
Oh,
Right. So, giving you stuff for free would be something else. But reimbursement, you can remember the word, anything where you see the word burst, right? That root is the same as the root in the word purse. It's the same thing. Purse is what women traditionally, right? It's women carry a purse, handbag, a purse. Also, the place where you keep your money is a purse. So that the root of the word burst always has to do with storing money. Reimbursement is to give back your money. The bursar's office in a university is like the place where you pay. So burst always has to do with money. All right. So what I've got for you here is, we're not going to read the whole thing because it's a little bit long, but we're going to start the whole thing. We're going to start it. I've got a two-page article. It's a little bit advanced, so it might be a little bit tricky, and it's a little bit long, and it's also a little hard to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share, because it might be difficult for you to read this unless you open it on your screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a PDF with you. Give me a second. And if you really have trouble later, because my PDF is a little bit easier to read than what's on screen. Give me just a second, and I'll share that with you. Did I do the right one? Hold on. Oh, I think I did the wrong one. Whoops. Give me a second. There we go. Let's see if that's a little bit easier to see, and I can make it even a little bit bigger, I think. Give me a second. If I can make this bigger, what's happening? Oh, my computer is a little bit slow. Give me a second. Almost there.
It's okay now.
It's okay? All right, good, good. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is just sort of read the introduction and then talk about it. And then I'll ask you to continue to read on your own between now and Wednesday when we get to the second part of the class. But let's do the introduction and start to talk about what our author, Margaret Davis, has to say about promotions. Anna, can I ask you to start with the first paragraph and that little excerpt at the top, too? Anna Carolina, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. You've been moving up. You've been working really hard, so surely your promotion is already overdue. Sadly, it doesn't always work like that. Margaret Davis has some tips to help you move up the ladder.
What is the ladder, by the way, Anna Carolina? What's the ladder here?
It's figurative language. It's your career.
Yeah, we say the career ladder. Like every year you move up a rung in the ladder. You get to a higher position. Okay, keep going, Anna.
All right. Wouldn't it be great if you walked to the office tomorrow morning and discovered you just have been promoted? In ideal world, your boss would immediately recognize your strengths and you would simply be offered the promotion you thought you deserved. Unfortunately, here in the real world, automatic promotions rarely happen. But if you are willing to invest some time and effort preparing for the next step in your career, your chances of success will be greatly improved.
Okay, so she's basically just setting up the idea that perhaps there's something you can do proactively to help your chances. Let's decide. We'll look at one or two of those and decide if we agree or disagree, if it's easy or difficult, and if these are good tips. We'll decide together. Okay, Anna S., can you take number 2 for us?
Career experts say that getting a promotion is similar to finding a job, especially if your company has a formal interviewing process. Knowing your company and the way it functions is essential. According to British career coach Denise Taylor, the biggest misconception about promotions is that they naturally occur with time. Taylor writes in The Guardian, "It's not enough to think you deserve one. You must understand and clearly demonstrate how you meet the requirements."
Okay, so this is our first tip. They don't occur naturally. That's kind of I don't know what you think. That's kind of significant if you think about it. So you might improve your chances if you are, I'll use that word again, if you're proactive. Okay, let's give everyone a chance to read, and then we'll talk about what we've read so far. So let's go on to Hamza for number 3, please.
Okay, could you please move it up so I can see? Okay. Perfect. If you want to go ahead, you need to get known. Taylor says, offer to write for the company magazine. Doing so will mean you will be seen by many people within the company. Get chatting to people from other parts of the organization and find out about their work and challenges. You never know when this will prove useful, and there's often a need for cross-functional project teams. The more you are known, the more likely it is that our name will be suggested.
Okay, so it sounds like there's actually two pieces of advice in this one. Let me ask you about a particular expression, Hamza.
Okay.
A need for cross-functional project teams. Oh my God, what do you think that means? Cross-functional project teams.
It's when two different teams have different functionality meet together to do something.
Cross-functional project teams. So with two different functionalities. Just can you tell me what that means? Or give me an example. What would be a let's just try to put this into perspective. What do you think would be a good example of a cross-functional project team trying to do something?
Okay, for example, if we have a design team,
right,
and a technical one,
right,
and they meet, for example, to introduce a new product or a new functionality, enhanced functionality for their existing product. So they meet to make to put the steps and to put the specs needed.
Okay. Instead of functionality, I wonder if there's a better word. They meet to, how about if we say create a new product or feature?
Okay.
We say feature instead of functionality?
Yeah.
Yeah, because functionality sounds, it sounds very abstract. But a new feature sounds much more concrete. For example, you have an iPad. Well, one year iPads could be spoken to because you had Siri. The year before, right? So it was a new, well, it's a new feature of iPads. They all come with a voice interface. Now Google Chrome also has kind of a voice interface too. So that would be my, okay, good. So maybe the IT department and the design department come together cross-functionally. Okay, I think that's a great example. Very good. Let's go to Anna from Mexico for number 4. Can you do some reading for us, Anna? Anna in Tampa, Florida? Uh-oh, we don't hear you, Anna. Going once, going twice. No, Anna. Okay, let's go back to Anna Carolina for number 4.
Okay. Equally important is knowing yourself and your goals. According to Louisa Symington Mills, financial analyst and founder of City Mothers, a networking site for working parents. If you are aiming for the next rung up purely because you think you should, but the different work involved actually doesn't appeal, it won't be a match made in heaven. Symington Mills writes in the Daily Telegraph.
Yeah, let's think about that for a second, because it's a very awkward sentence.
Yes,
if you're aiming for the next rung up, remember ladders have rungs. It's where you put your hands and feet. If you're aiming for the next rung up, now the next, see in English we don't use commas very often. So if this were Portuguese there would be a comma. But here, we can't really separate the ideas with commas. So the next idea is, if you're aiming for that purely or exclusively because you think you should, that's another idea. Because you think you should. Next idea, but the different work involved actually doesn't appeal. And then finally we have the last idea. It won't be a match made in heaven. Wow, that's a hard sentence to understand even for me.
but now I've got it. Uh, Basically, it's saying that if you if you want a promotion
Mm-hmm.
just because you think you should have a promotion,
Right.
but you don't like the different work that you have to do. It won't be suitable for you. It won't be good at all.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you might feel you deserve a promotion, but if you actually get it, you might not be happy with what you're given. So yes, maybe you'll get more money, maybe you'll have more responsibility, but maybe you'll be doing work that you're actually less suited for, or or that's just less appealing. So this is just another point to think about, according to our expert, Louisa Symington Mills. Okay, kind of an interesting point if you think about it. You know, it's the old adage, be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. Some people are happier where they were. Let's take a little break here and talk about the advice that we've heard so far. Okay, so I wanted to ask you. Let's start. Let me think here. What was I going to ask you? Just a comprehension question. Give me a second here. I had some questions written down. They appear to be gone. I don't know where I put them, so never mind. We'll just talk about it freely. What do you think about the advice so far? In general, what's your reaction to the advice so far? Do you think it's useful? She's not necessarily telling you what to do. She's helping the author, Margaret, is trying to get us to think maybe more deeply about what a promotion is. What do you think, Anna?
Are you asking for me or the other Anna?
No, all Annas in the room, starting with you, Anna Carolina.
I agree. Because if you get a promotion just because you are chasing the almighty dollar, it can take a toll on you, and then you may regret it.
Exactly, yes. You know, perhaps it will increase your stress levels. Perhaps you want it, but you're not ready for it. I think it's not a bad piece of advice, actually. Anna S. Earlier, there was an interesting point made about being proactive in a promotion. Do you remember that?
Sure, and I totally agree. Things don't happen for themselves. You should make an effort and don't just stand there and wait, because it won't work.
It may not, right? We shouldn't expect it.
Sure.
Okay.
Definitely.
And the advice, one of the pieces of advice, Hamza, was to write for the company newsletter. What do you think about that piece of advice? Would you follow that, or do you think there's something else we could do? The idea was to write for the company newsletter so that everyone kind of gets familiar with your name. Probably you have to interview people so you get to know people. What do you think about that idea, Hamza? Uh-oh, I don't hear you, Hamza. Uh-oh. Hello, anyone? Anyone?
Well, I'm here.
Okay. Well, I think everyone's going, and we are at the top of the hour. Yeah, Hamza already left. Bye, Hamza. Bye, Anna Carolina. So, Anna S., no problem. We'll stop.
Bye,
We'll
teacher.
stop here.
Take care and get well soon.
Okay. So everyone, read the rest of the article for Wednesday. We're going to take it a step further and do a little activity, okay? Bye for now, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, John. Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.